All right, we back, y'all, from our last little break.
Spitting.
You know what? I was watching this movie the other day, and I wanted to kind of get your...
Is that the one you told me about?
No, not that one. I forgot what it was called. But anyway, I just wanted to talk about the scenario more than the movie anyway. What do you do if you're in public and you witness a domestic dispute going down between...
We talking about an argument? We talking about a woman getting her ass beat? What are we talking about?
Let's start from argument. Heated argument though, like you see it kind of, you can tell it might be leading towards some violence.
You know, and this is a tough one because my dad used to tell me this, and I think he told me this just because he's such an asshole. But something was happening with him and my mom. He said, "Son, don't ever get between a man and a woman. They'll both turn on you." Which isn't necessarily bad advice, right?
Right.
But I think he was just saying that because he was fucking abusing my mom. But I mean, if it's just a heated argument, I'm not gonna get involved. What about you?
Yeah, I'm pretty good at staying out of it. What if it gets violent? What if it's like physical?
It's tough. It's tough. I think if I see a dude beating up a female,
and this is just you coming, let's say out of Target.
Yep.
And it's in the parking lot, and you just see it happening.
I mean, if they both squabbling and hitting on each other, I might leave it alone.
Okay.
But if it's a woman just getting her ass beat, I'm gonna have to jump in and just be like, bro, you know. And I might try to, because in a situation like that, you have to think what's gonna stop this from happening. I might say something like, bro, the police, or chill, dude. You don't want this, you know. But if it's just beating a woman's ass, I might just have to just get him off of her, man. Like I don't think I could just watch a woman get her ass beat, man. What about you?
Unfortunately, I think I'm the same way, man.
Yeah?
Yeah. I don't know if I could. Verbal, I'm minding my business.
What I'm minding my business.
But to actually see the physical happening,
right.
I might try to intervene. Now, I don't know if me intervening leads to he and I becoming physical.
That's a problem.
Whether me's grabbing off of or whatever, I might try to use words like, bro, come on, man, not in public.
Right.
You know, whatever the case may be.
Sounds horrible.
Right.
Take her home and beat her ass. Right? That's not what I'm saying. But I mean,
don't make me laugh about that, bro.
I mean, it just sounds bad. That we're both
You're right, but you know what I meant, though.
I said the same
yeah, it's like, come on, bro.
Not
like
out here, not out here. Take that shit home.
That is crazy.
It is crazy. But it's you're risking your life.
Yeah, and that's
really
kind of where I look at it, right? I remember this one specific example, and it never became physical, but I remember being on a BART. I was still with Jordan's mom, and we actually lived in Richmond at the time, but we would BART into San Francisco together because she worked in San Francisco also. So we're on the BART, and there was a guy who was clearly like on drugs or something. He was just bothering everybody on the BART, and he's just like going in on people. So I see this young lady who he's standing up, she's sitting down right here. He's right by the door. And he's just going in on her for no reason, like just cursing her out. Yeah, verbally. But she's like, it's a young girl. She's probably in high school. She's like crying. And I'm just like, fuck, bro. Like, I cannot stand by and just watch this.
No.
So then I stand up, right? Now, my ex knows me. So she knows
what's coming.
Right. So she grabs my hand, right? And I'm like, now my eyes are just fixated on this guy because I'm just like, come on, bro. Like, and you're bothering everybody, but this little girl for some reason just got me. So I'm just like, I'm just waiting, and then she just like, please no, don't do nothing, don't say nothing. Just, he ain't touching her. She's like talking me down. And I didn't do nothing, but I thought about it like, damn, that could have ended bad for me. Now I could have really hurt that dude and then been arrested, or
he might have had
or he might have hurt me.
Hurt you, yeah.
Right. But then I hear stories about how when you try to and that wasn't a domestic technically, but you hear stories about the domestic side of it where, like you said, they both turn on you.
Yo, that's real.
I remember one situation. I don't remember exactly.
My father, he was trying to tell. I wasn't thinking it was all manip. I think he was
right.
Right.
And my dad tells me, and I grew up with sisters. I grew up in a house with my two sisters and my mom. My dad always told me, like, I don't care what your sisters call you for, you never
Really?
Yeah, you never.
Really?
Yep, because he said you'll be mad when you call home from prison
And they back over there.
for Thanksgiving and you hear his name be called.
Wow.
Yep, my pops told me that at a very young age.
See, I used to have. I don't lose your train of thought, but like I had a cousin who was in an abusive relationship, and she took turns calling us, right? And when it was my turn, and I'm not gonna say her name, but I said, "Cuz, I'm gonna come help you with this, but it's a one-time thing. Don't ever because if you go back, that means you like that shit. So don't talk to me."
Did she go back?
Of course she did.
All right.
Of course she did.
But yeah, so when my dad told me that, and then I remember this story. It was fairly recent. Again, my sense of time and my.
But even to your sisters, that's why I never heard that before.
Yeah, he was adamant on that. Like, bro, you don't want to put yours. And I think a lot of it might have to do with like the way my life was. Me being
an athlete.
Don't put yourself in that position because 9 times out of 10 they're gonna go back.
Yeah.
But I remember this one situation, and it isn't connected to me, but I just remember it being a big news story. It was like at a gas station. I don't remember exactly where it was, but that exact thing happened. Man beating up woman or some type of domestic dispute. Guy intervenes. The man in the relationship killed the guy, and the woman he was trying to save jumped in the car with him and fled the scene with the guy that just murdered the guy who was trying to help her.
That is crazy. Yeah.
And that for some reason that always stuck with me because It's like,
no, it's true, man.
At the end of the day, bro.
And when I say intervene, I don't mean like beat the dude up, but try to just stop it.
Diffuse the situation. Yeah. Right. How do you feel about if you know both parties?
If you know both parties, then I'm getting in as much as I want to. Then I'm getting into it as much as I want to.
Really?
Especially if I know the dude. Yeah, what the fuck is you doing, bro? You know what I mean? Yeah, if I know him, I'm going all in.
Yeah, I used to have that.
The only hesitation is when it's strangers and you don't notice it. You know what I mean?
Okay, this is you witnessing it, and
unless I knew this was what they did,
right?
I'd be like, yeah, you motherfuckers tripping again.
Right. So this is you witnessing it in real time. But let's say if you know both parties and woman calls you, say, hey, last night Justin jumped on me. Can you come intervene or whatever? Will you come and intervene? Whether it be a conversation.
So the call is that he's
so my wife calls you and says, Justin jumped on me last night. This isn't like him. Do you intervene or you mind your business?
No, I mean, it's a bad thing because it would never happen. But for two,
but we did say BK fuck my wife and Quad. That's because I wasn't gonna say that. I wasn't gonna use me, but I feel like it's fair because Quaz robbed me earlier. BK fucked my wife, so it's like I gotta give myself some heat.
Shit is just crazy, yo.
All hypothetical. We need to put a disclaimer in the beginning.
I mean, of course it would never happen, but we're so close.
Right.
Of course I would be like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
Right.
Bro, what the fuck is you doing?
Then let's role play a little bit. Pause.
All right.
My response is, bro, stay out of my business. Then what?
Bro, you are my motherfucking business.
That's a bar.
And you're gonna fucking go to jail. And if it's that situation with you and her, you don't need to be with her. I'm coming to get you. You're getting in my motherfucking car and you getting away from her. And we'll figure out whose fault. I don't give a fuck, but I'm not finna have you go to jail.
I'm the same way.
You know what I mean?
I was the guy when we were younger and again, I won't say names, but situations like that happen, I would always be the one to intervene. Always.
So this is something you've experienced.
Oh yeah. But again, not really much as an adult.
Sure,
a young adult.
Like teens and
a young adult.
20s.
Right. It was like a reoccurring thing, but then it got to the point where it was like, okay, yeah, I'm just gonna stay out of people's
a lot of your
relationships.
friends have struggled with domestic violence?
Friends, family.
Wow.
Yeah, for sure. I think it's more common than not, to be honest with you.
Really?
In my circle, yeah.
And is that both ways, men towards women, women towards men? Because I've been hearing a lot about women being violent towards men.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm not.
You've been hearing a lot. I've been hearing a lot about that, women towards men.
I don't know if I'm. Yeah. I mean, like the hitting when you're frustrated, or
right.
If you get caught cheating and it's like
levels.
little petty,
Yes,
but like
levels.
physical, like I'm gonna beat your ass and you better not hit me back. Nah, I don't think I got any friends that's going for that.
Right, but do you have any male friends that you know that struggle with they beating up women and they shouldn't be? Obviously, they shouldn't be, but like,
see, I don't know if I have any friends that I have
that
one
you know about.
right. and again, a lot of my friends know I stay out of relationships.
Right.
But I like as far as like a lot of my friends I know for a fact have been like, oh, I slapped the shit out of that, or you know, and I don't even do that. But that's domestic violence.
It absolutely.
So I think more of my friends have done that than not.
Okay. And so when they say that to you, do you say something?
All the time.
What do you say?
They know I'm not for that. So
what do you say to them? How do they know you're not?
Like, how do you get to that point? How do you let her bring you to that point?
Yeah, that's why.
Now, if I'm always somebody who I try to diffuse before I have to break up, right? Before we have to break up the fight, let's not let it get to the fight. So that's kind of how I always look at it. Like, bro, especially if you're the antagonizer, where you're literally just poking for whatever reaction, like that's toxic, bro. And I think at this age, for a fact, like some of the things that my friends go through, I couldn't fathom going through at this age. There's no way in hell I'm gonna be putting up with cheating and domestic violence and a girl thinking she gonna put her hands on me or talk crazy to me. Like if we can't communicate like adults, bro, I don't need to be with you. And I feel like I tell my friends, they're like, come on, bro, we getting too old. That's like childish shit.
And have you had a friend who like is beating women up? Not just slapping them, but beating their ass?
Yep.
Wow. How'd you handle that? Like, I don't think I could be friends with a dude who's beating women up.
And me and this dude aren't really, I don't want to say we're not friends anymore, but we don't hang out. We used to hang out. We don't, but it's multiple reasons why I don't hang out with this dude no more. But that's one of them, though. But even with that, because at one point I was the guy that would almost, like I would break up the fights to where now me and you about to fight. I've had beat up one of my friends for putting his hands on a girl before back in the day. You know what I mean? But it's like, I don't fuck with women beaters. I don't fuck with dudes that don't take care of their kids. There's certain, when it comes to my morals and again, my code, there's certain shit that I just don't want you around me because of how you move. You feel like that's okay, I don't. Hey, more power to you. Ain't no funk, ain't no issues, but we just don't align.
Have you ever had it with your sisters where you had to intervene or you follow pops? Like, have you ever dealt with that?
It's come close.
Okay.
It's come close. Yeah. Very close.
Both of them or only one of them?
Well, one.
I think I know which one.
Yeah, one.
Right. She might have been whooping their ass.
Right. No, for real.
I don't know if I'd want to fight her.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't either.
I don't think I want any of that stuff.
Yeah, I wouldn't either. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it's because of what I see my mom go through. I don't know if it's just the lover boy in me and the sensitive, hyper emotional side of me. I think it's maybe all of the above.
I mean, I watched my parents have physical fights. I remember one in particular. It was crazy, man. It was crazy. So yeah, shit is traumatic, man.
How about you? How do you deal with a friend who?
I'm gonna give them one. I'm gonna say, like again, if it's an isolated event, shit got hot,
right?
Whatever. I've never had one that I knew about.
That's just beating.
I knew one who had a relationship where that was just kind of their thing, and they would beat on each other, and I would just be like, "Bro, you weird for that shit."
Right.
Y'all, and a lot of drinking was involved with both of them. But if I ever had a friend who was like that I knew he beat the shit out of a woman, I'd be like, "Bro, I can't fuck with you, man." That's that. I might have one conversation where I say either you get help. But after that, I'm not fucking with you because that's just like I don't understand that. We've all been in heated situations. I'm not going to say I've never like beat a woman. I'm not going to say I haven't grabbed a woman. Same here. But even that is wrong.
Right, 1,000%.
Even that is wrong.
That is when I knew it was time for me to exit the relationship because now you're pulling something out of me that I don't even have.
Right.
Like. It's not, again, it takes two to tango, so I'm not solely putting it on that party.
You're right.
But it's like if we're getting to the point where I have to physically do anything to you, I'm out of here.
Yeah.
And and that one situation still haunts me to this day. And again, I've never hit anybody. Exactly.
To even be in that zone.
Even put myself in a position to where I could be lied on about that because that's kind of what happened in my situation. Luckily.
Well, and that's the thing. Police come, the guy goes to jail.
Right.
Even if he didn't do anything.
Luckily, the police didn't come, and then luckily, the people who were lied to knew this person, and it was like, come on. You know what I mean? Like, come on now. What you're saying doesn't even make sense, because if that was what happened, then this would be, there would be evidence of that.
But I could never. How could you get to a place where you close fists?
I could never understand it.
That's just wild.
I could never understand it, bro.
I don't have it in me.
It takes a lot for me to punch a man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It doesn't take so much for me.
Well, today, I used to be hot headed, but I mean, again, I
like
can
hitting a woman in her face.
Yeah,
with
that's
a closed
crazy.
Fist?
I know some people that have done that.
In the face.
Yep.
That's wild, man.
Yeah.
And I'm not excusing them, but most of those situations, I assume they saw that growing up.
I don't know, actually.
Really?
I don't know. Again, I feel how I feel about that, and I feel strong about it. But again, I stay out of people's relationships. I always just voice, like, bro, if you get into that point, like, you don't need. We too old to be in toxic relationships.
Yeah, no,
that's how I look at it. Like,
that's true.
At a certain point, you should outgrow toxic shit.
Yeah.
And now, if y'all choosing to continue that, hey, I'm not gonna intervene. More power to you, but I just can't rock with that.
I get it.
I can't rock with that.
But if you saw a woman getting beat up, you're gonna have to jump in. That's the bottom line. What made you think of that?
Oh, like I was saying, I was watching. I don't even remember the name of the movie. I was watching a movie, and they kind of a scenario happened like that, where guy comes out of a convenience store. There's some type of disagreement, and now the Good Samaritan tries to intervene. Doesn't end well, and
it's a tough
woman.
I mean, it isn't just, I'm gonna help a woman in trouble. It isn't that simple. It really is a decision that has a lot of consequences.
Because I mean, we have kids, we have family, so now I'm inserting myself in something where I can completely turn a blind eye. But then, how do I sleep at night? Right? I used to battle this working at that Wells Fargo on 9th and Market, because I used to always think like we have procedures, policies, and procedures to where if this is happening, you don't come from behind that fucking glass, no matter what. And I used to always think like, bro, I don't know if I can do that. I used to be the guy to where. Because a lot of women work in the banking industry. So in working in the tenderloins, you know the type of customers you're dealing with. So they're going off on my women tellers, talking crazy. I'll close my window and go have they back. Like, talk to me like that. Don't talk to her, because you ain't going to talk to me like that.
Exactly.
Because I'll come around this window and beat the shit out of you. You feel me? But it's like, that's always been me. I always was just the guy that stood up for whoever's being bullied or whatever the case may be.
Woman or man.
Right.
If it was some nerd with pencils in his
pocket.
Yeah,
exactly. So it was like, I used to always battle that, like, man, I hope I'm not here when somebody's like being assaulted or something, because I don't know if I have it in me to contain myself. But then I think about my kids, and
I know
it's if I hit you, you fall and hit your head. Now it's some type of charge that I got to deal with. It's just so many things that could go wrong in those situations. But then I can't sleep at night knowing that
well, especially in the environment we're in. Like, even with like the bipping,
that's another one.
D and a couple of people had to talk to me and be like, nah, it's hard for me. If I saw a bipper, it'd be hard for me not to just grab them and beat the fuck out of them, just for all the times they got me.
Yeah, you gonna pay for their sins, huh?
But I mean, we see all these clips of women getting, like, I just don't know if I could see that and not do something.
Same here. Same.
People filming it.
I even have issues with just men disrespecting women. Like, come on, bro. You got come on. Like,
no, right, but
strangers and like, come on, bro. Why you talking to that old lady like that?
Yeah,
she made you that mad?
That would be, that would be.
You know what I mean? She made you that mad, bro.
But it would be if it was just a couple and it was verbal.
I'm staying out of that. Like I said, I don't really intertwine myself in relations. Like, I try to stay out of relationships.
Probably the wisest thing to do, but
it's hard when you're on the spot, because it's like,
it's hard, and it's not just a cut and dry, just easy decision.
Right.
It's not just an easy decision.
So
what about like if you see a black person get fucked with by the police?
Ooh. I don't know if I'm intervening, but I'll stay and let you know. I'll be vocal, like, hey, I'm here I got you. I'm here with you, bro. Like, I got you.
Right.
But as far as jumping in, I don't know if I'm doing that. Because again, I have my own kids,
Yeah,
family.
it's tough.
My position
It's
in my
tough.
family is like I have to think about them.
It's tough.
And then I don't know if I'm not gonna say you deserve to be, detained or whatever the situation is going on, but I don't know what part you played in this. But I put myself in their shoes to where I could be completely innocent, and I just want to know I got somebody there with me. You know what I mean? So that I think I'll be like, hey, bro, I'm with you. I don't know if I'm gonna be recording this shit because that's just not who I am.
Well, I know,
but it's smart.
In that situation, it is to make sure the cops know you being recorded. It's tough. It is tough. I mean, I think I'd probably be more inclined to get involved with that. At least, just record it. Really kind of press them so that they don't let their emotions just get away from them. But I think about things like if you walked up and saw, the fucking George Floyd shit or whatever. I don't know that I could just stand by, man. Which could end very badly.
Right.
Could end very badly, man. But it's an interesting conversation, man.
Yeah.
As we get Liam.
Yeah, I know. This was dope though, man.
Was.
I think this is we're
on a roll.
I know, right?
And then the next thing we're gonna close out the year with our goals for the.
Yeah, we'll do that one
year.
next week. I'm excited for that.
Yeah, I know you are. Shrapnel.
Shots fired.
Well, as always, I enjoy conversating with you, man.
Always, man. This is always dope, bro. I think we could touch on a lot.
Where's our logo, man?
I've actually texted him earlier.
Yeah.
He haven't responded yet, but I was just thinking about that when I was sitting there. I'm gonna hit him again after this.
All right, cool.
And then I'm gonna go see that spot. Dude never called me Tuesday.
No?
Yeah.
Okay.
For the new spot I showed you, but that's a wrap.